Truly, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and I will be glad in it. This is Pastor Ron of Hope, Healing and Harvest Ministries here in the city of Los Angeles. We are embarking upon part two. This is part two of I'm not sure how many series is going to be yet. Maybe three, maybe five, maybe seven, but we'll do the next installment on this afternoon when we get back. I began a conversation about influencers in the Bible. Influencers in the Bible. These are people that God used to influence the people around him, or just documenting their story and their story being shared over the pulpit. Uh, how they handled themselves. That's still influential. Their lives were influential. And I chose my buddy, Job. That's my buddy. Some of us majorly connect with Job because Job teaches us how to deal with loss, how to survive tough times. Um, Job was chosen by God to go through that horrific. Let me just take the just take the dressing off. Let me just go ahead and just take the icing off the cake and just give it to you raw. Job's life was wrecked. I mean, lost house, car, wealth, businesses, commerce. He lost everything. And his wife said, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't have it in front of me, but his wife said, "Why are you holding on to your integrity? Why are you holding on to that statement?" Matter of fact, let me find that for us. I don't want to take that scripture out of context because there's one of my accountability partners that's going to probably inbox me if I don't do this. Job's. And I'll read this. And I want to read this straight out of the Bible. Job continued his discourse. He was just talking. He was just sharing his heart, just pouring out his heart. Let me see if I can find. Job maintained his integrity. Now, Job maintains his integrity. Moreover, Job continues his discourse and said, "As God lives, he who take." That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Because his wife says, "Will I cling to my integrity? I will maintain my innocence and never let it go. My conscience will never reproach me as long as I live. I will maintain my innocence without wavering. My my conscience is clear, for he says, as long as I live, my conscience is clear. I'm not going to destroy my integrity." And his wife is saying, "Just curse God and die." That's the scripture that I'm actually looking for. But I found that one that talks about Job's integrity. So there are three things. So here Job, suffering major loss. Children, house, car, 401k plan, businesses, just destroyed. So Job teaches us three things. He teaches us how to deal with loss. He also teaches how to deal with the naysayers and the critics. Not the ones who are going to step in and say, "Well, Job, you can come sleep on my couch." As a matter of fact, I know a good doctor who can help you with those boils on your skin. He can give you some ointment, maybe he can give you some medication. Or, "Hey, Job, let me go ahead and get you hooked up on disability. Maybe you can get some disability." None of that was going on. These were critics. These were his friends. Talking about, "You must have did something to really take God off to do this to you." Job teaches how to navigate through those kinds of conversations that we have with our friends whatever you want to call them, haters, part-time, part-time partners who are with you when the sun is shining, there's fruit on the tree, and there's plenty of water, and there's plenty of water to drink. But once the well goes dry, the weather turns where there's no fruit, and ain't nothing going on financially at all because they leave. They leave and go find somewhere else. You know, they leave you high and dry. They say they've got your back, but they're like way back there. Job is dealing with these allegations, these confrontations with his friends. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with people that are trying to, that are speaking negative over your situation? They're actually speaking death, not life to you. They're not encouraging you. They're questioning you. They're quizzing you. They want to dissect everything that you've ever done and say, this is why God. I don't need that. I need people to influence me to pray, influence me to hold on to God's unchanging hand. And finally, Job teaches how to keep his composure during challenging times. During tough times, can you keep your composure? Can you still put a smile on your face as they're towing your car away because it's been repossessed? Boss walks up to you and informs you this is your last week. Can you go into a praise dance? How do you handle tough times? How do you handle difficult situations? I need to find a Bible personality that I can lock into and connect. Here's my suggestion. Go ahead, and if you don't have Kindle, get Kindle. It will change your entire life. I've got a tablet. Put Kindle on your tablet. Sign up for Amazon Unlimited. This is why I'm saying that to you. I can go on Amazon right now, Unlimited. I can find a book on the life. The books are very, very easy to read. I'm about to catch the bus to Burbank. So what I'm going to do on the way, I'm going to take my tablet with me, which is charging, and I'm going to start reading a couple of books. I just haven't had time to read. They're probably maybe 60, 70 pages. And these are books on Bible characters, Bible personality. I keep on saying characters. Bible personalities. I found a book on Ruth. I found a book on King David. I found a book on Job. This is the one I'm going to dig into on the way. I'm going to go ahead and start reading that book on my Kindle on the bus ride. What am I doing? I want to learn how Job. I want to understand that story to get a better understanding, so that when tough times, because I connect with Job, the Apostle Paul. You may connect with the Apostle Paul because of what he went through and how God converted him. That conversion story is awesome. We talked about that on part 1. But today, just think about Job. Think about loss. Think about losing your job, losing your car, losing everything, but still yet holding on to your integrity. Your integrity is what is able, your integrity empowers you to be an influencer. Your integrity empowers you to be an influencer. No integrity, you can't influence the refrigerator to keep the food cold. You can't do anything without integrity. Integrity is key. Integrity is key to it all. I just want you to be encouraged on today. I know that this is going to be a day to where your integrity is going to be challenged. Job's integrity was challenged by his wife, his 3 friends, the community. Once that thing hit Facebook, he started getting all sorts of comments of he got well wishes, but nobody stepped up to the plate and says, "Let me walk with you through this thing. Let me pray." No, hey, it's okay. It's okay, because in the end, Job held on, and at the end, he recovered all back. He recovered it all back. So remember, what you're going through is only temporary. It's only a season. Seasons begin and seasons end. This may be the end of your season, but learn from Job. Learn from Job. You're going to have people that have come in and question everything because they see you're going through. They see the devastation. They see the sickness. They see the Spirit of the Lord after my broadcast, my last broadcast. Spirit of the Lord put someone in my heart real heavy. Little did I know when I called them to encourage them, they let me know they had just been through a traumatic health experience. And they needed that at that moment. They needed to hear exactly what I was sharing with them. The Spirit of the Lord just said, call them and begin pouring into them. And I could just hear her weeping and crying over the phone. She said, you have no idea the health crisis that I just went through. You didn't even know this. And your call is right on time. Once again, I thank God for the spirit of discernment, the hearing the voice of God and obeying the voice of God. And I believe, even in that quagmire of a mess of how Job lost everything, he kept his integrity. His faith was still intact. Is your faith still intact after the last thing you went through, or has your faith been tattered, like a sailboat that's gone through a storm? The sails are tattered. My sails are stronger, because if I can withstand this, I can withstand the next attack, because God teaches me how to stand. Because according to Ephesians 6, he equips us to stand. Not only to stand, but to fight. And when we fight, there's one weapon. There's only one weapon in that entire arsenal that we use to attack. That's the sword of the Spirit, which is the word. Everything else is defensive. The only offensive weapon that we have to fight with is the word. And the word is what works for us. And I believe that Job knew the word. For what it was in that day for him, he had that faith and connection with God to where he trusted God enough. And God trusted him enough with the wealth to take it away and to put Job in that situation to teach us three things. You can maintain your integrity during troubled times. Your faith can still remain intact. And number three, somebody is watching you as you go through. You've got the critics and you've got the supporters who are basically your biggest cheerleaders. They're the ones cheering you on as you go through rehab. They're the ones cheering you on as you go through that process of recovery, getting your strength back. You're learning how to walk again. Remember, I had the thoracic surgery a couple of years ago, and I walked you guys through that journey of me learning how to walk again, because I had been in a hospital bed for 6-8 weeks, had not walked in like a month, 2 months. I had not walked, struggling to keep my balance, and it was an amazing journey. And I'm glad I was able to share that journey with some of you. But what am I saying? We share this journey with Job, and Job has influenced us to be consistent in our faith. Don't lose your integrity. The naysayers will come. They're going to question us, but stand strong, because we shall recover all. Pray God's blessings on your day today. So we're going to do the next. Of course, we already know, and you're going to scream, yell, and holler. Yes, I know. Jesus is the greatest influencer ever. Jesus is the greatest influencer ever, and we're going to acknowledge that. That's going to be our Easter build-up. Jesus being our ultimate influencer. But there's some other Bible personalities that we definitely want to lift up and acknowledge. As a matter of fact, let's do this. We're going to go ahead and begin talking about. Let's talk about John the Baptist. Let's talk about John the Baptist and how he was an influencer. That'll be our part 3. John the Baptist will be our part 3. We'll spend some time talking about his life, his mission. We'll even go so far as to go into the conversation that his father had with the angels. with the angel regarding his birth and his life, and even mom. Mom even played a part in that. Mom was instrumental in. Of course, she was the one carrying John the Baptist. It was a miraculous occasion. So that'll be our next conversation. In the meantime, be blessed. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Go to our Facebook page, like us. Go to our YouTube page and like us. May God bless you. May God keep you is our prayer.